YouTube, sometimes Spotify too. Sometimes, I don't know if you guys already know or not, we are also on Spotify. You just have to find Talk and Talk podcast, then we will be there. Not all the immersions, but some of them are there in Spanish and all the idioms. All right. So you can use this as a practice tool, right? To practice your listening skills. So today we are talking about LinkedIn questions. I think this is really a nice subject. My name is Bruna and I'm going to be the hostess at least for some minutes. This is not a class, it's a conversation. Nobody here is going to teach, to judge, or to correct you. Nobody here is going to teach anything. Also, no, we don't have material or something like this, just a conversation. All right, I have with me Wallace, Michelle, Marcio, Ju, and Rodrigo, and we're going to start introducing ourselves. All right, so let's start from you, Wallace. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Oh, for sure. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And my name is Wallace. I'm 23 years old. I'm a chemistry student at Unicamp. I'm finally in my final year. I'm gonna graduate this at the end of this year. And I live in Campinas.
Amazing! Congrats on the graduation. I know it's coming, but it's a tough moment, and I know you will do it, and it's going to be a good year, right? Like
It's gonna be
celebrating.
the biggest gift of my lifetime.
I feel you. Very good. Thank you so much. And how about you, Rodrigo? Share with us.
My name is Rodrigo Alexandre. I'm live in Atibaia, São Paulo. I'm 43 years old. I have three kids, two boys and one girl. I'm married, and I'm a software developer. I'm an electrical engineer. In my career in the last 2 years has moved to software development. And I like to cooking. I like to play board games with my sons and my nephew. And I'm like to maintain my agroforestry in my piece of land in Atibaia. And that's it.
Awesome. Very good. A lot of information. Thank you so much. Ju, how about you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Juliana. I'm living in Belo Horizonte, and I was born here. I'm a journalist and I'm a lawyer. I like studying English, and it's a pleasure to stay here in Talk and Talk.
It's always a pleasure to have you with us, Ju. Thank you so much. Marcy, can you introduce yourself too, please?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marcio Nunes. I live from my city called Linhares in the state of Espírito Santo. I'm 44 years old. I'm married. I live with my wife and my son. I have a little dog, Bento. I student administration. I like to practice English with us. I participate in the TNT since last year. Today is on Friday. I need to drink one beer after.
Yes. Sesto, that's it. Very good. Thank you so much, Marcio. Me, how about you?
Hello, my name is Michelle. I don't know if my fan it is. No, it's okay? Okay. Because in Rio it's too hot today and every day. So it's impossible not to use the phone. Anyway, my name is Michelle. I live in Rio. I was born and live in Rio. I'm graduating in management, and thanks God it's my last year too, because I can't study anymore. And I try to improve my English for my life and my career, and that's it. Thanks, guys.
Yay! a pleasure to have you here with us, to me. And Luis, last but not least, how about you?
Hello, good evening. My name is Luis. I'm living in Minas Gerais. I have 28, and I'm graduated in mechatronics engineer. I'm work with cybersecurity. I have one dog, and I like to be here on Talk and Talk.
Yay, amazing. And I didn't introduce myself, right? So my name is Bruna. I live with my family here in São Paulo, my parents and my brother. I don't have any pets. My favorite food is pudding, but I also love Japanese food. And I'm really happy because the food I'm ordering to have lunch today is Japanese. So I'm so happy. This is the best day ever. What else, guys? I work here on Talk and Talk as a community manager, so I manage the community of hosts here. So I am the person responsible for training the hosts and everything here. All right, I think that's it. So if the hosts are doing something wrong, it's probably my mistake. Let me know if you're not enjoying something. I am here to make sure things are going right. Okay, well, we have 7 people here, so I'm going to split us in the breakout rooms because it's a lot of people. Since Luis has just joined us, I'm sending the questions one more time. I'm going to have in the main room Michelle, Rodrigo, and Wallace. All right, and then Ju, Luis, and Marcia are going to the breakout room. Okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the conversation. And at 1:50, I will close the rooms and then we're going to wrap up. Okay, let's go. All righty. So the first question is already a good and a difficult one. Since we have already introduced ourselves, we're going to start answering the questions, all right? What are you known for? Why or how do you people describe you? How do they talk about you? Let's start with you, me. What do you think you are known for?
I think I'm a responsible people in my work. I'm a leader too. I as a coordinator, but not just leader as a cargo, not a responsibility, but I really try to. I always start first. I don't know the things, the innovation, maybe simple things, but I always start. I think people recognize this, and I'm good at solving problems. Any problems I can solve. Of course, I need tools and other things, but if I need to deliver something, I do my best in every time. That's it.
Very good. I loved it. Yes, I think you said something important about leaders, like knowing how to solve problems. I think this is one of the biggest or like one of the main skills leaders need, right? I totally feel you. Yeah, very good. Me too. I think I am usually in the leadership position. Even if it's not like something big, I think I am used to doing it. And I have already thought this was a problem, because it's in all areas of my life, my job, in college. So it's something I think a lot about too, about being this role, just like you said, yeah. And you, Rodrigo, what are you known for?
Professionally, I'm known by a planner man. Okay, I'm like to planner the solution for problems, solution for products, but I'm to fix a problem with a very calm. The persons they work with me say me, oh, you are calm, but same in situations of urgency or emergency or only a political issue in the company or in the state. I was a public employer uh, 20 years ago, and I had work with public persons, and when you work with the politicals and secretaries, mayor or governor or president, you have be calm and it's not okay, the person have many problems and you stay here to resolve the problem, not to um, reclaim uh, complain about the problem. You're in the company, you are to resolve the problem, and it's my job. And by was I'm it by my colleagues.
Amazing. Yeah, it's challenging when we are in this position of like leading or of managing something, because there are lots of crises, right? Like just like you were saying, like about the mayor or governor or like the president, it's always like managing crises and dealing with them, right? This is a huge challenge. I totally
Yeah.
feel. Yeah, very good. And how about you, Wallace? What are you known for?
Well, I believe that I'm known for, it's one of my qualities that I love public speaking. I'm not a good speaker, but some people think that public speaking you may get some anxiety or be a bit nervous. And well, I also be nervous and anxiety, but I don't know how I do that, but I turn that into more energy, and that motivated me even more to do that. And public good public speaker, I think, is the thing that I'm known for.
This is great because it's so like making speeches or like speaking in public is something really challenging. So having this skill or being good at doing it, like it's awesome, right? Of course, like sometimes, like, do you usually feel calm? Do you feel nervous? And then, like, how do you feel when you are like speaking in public? Wow.
Before the speech starts, I feel a bit nervous, and everything is like shaking in my hand. Oh my God, that's not gonna work. But when I start, it's like I still feel nervous, but much less. And all that anxiety, all that energy that was making me feel nervous, it's like it holds me in the how do I say, palco,
The
you know,
stage.
The stage.
the stage, exactly. That holds me in the stage and makes my mind like give me more ideas and make the public feel interested in what I'm saying.
Awesome. Amazing, amazing skill. Very good. And you, Junior, what are you known for? Welcome aboard.
Oh, thank you so much, Bruna. Thank you. Guys, the energy company decided to turn off the energy today for a maintenance, and I was out of internet to talk to you guys in here, but Bruna saved me. She's a superhero. Thank you a lot, lady.
Okay.
And what is the question number?
What are you known for? The first one.
Oh, I am known for my ability to improvise. That's the thing people usually know me the most for, because when there's a problem or when people don't know what to do or there's a difficult situation, something like this, people like try to come up with something, and then I try to come up with something. That's what I do usually. So that's what I'm known for. I don't know if it's something good, because it's good to be creative and being able to improvise. But a few people, and I know that a few people have already told me that I improvise too much. And I'm usually careless when I do it. So
And how do you think this skill helped you in your career path? Like the connecting with the next one, like because you are like a teacher, right? Like so how did this help you during your journey, you know?
it helped me a lot, because like my first official job, I had a few other jobs before. I used to help my mom when she had a restaurant. I used to sell things on the street when I was a kid and also in school. But my first official job was in a restaurant, a pasteleria. And so I was a pasteleiro. And it helped me a lot, because when you have like hundreds of people coming into your workplace all the time, making a lot of requests, and you have to do things fast, it's very good when you can come up with creative ways of doing these things. And then after that, I started working with finances. Then I became a teacher, and then I started working with marketing. So a lot of disconnected things, and this ability of being able to improvise and coming up with new stuff and being creative, it's what helped me to being out of these areas. So it's pretty much, I think this is the main ability. That's something I don't like very much. This is the main ability I've been using so far. And that's why people say improvise too much. I need to learn more and to rely more on my knowledge rather than improvising. And I think this is what's going to take me to the next step.
Go ahead, me.
I think it's awesome to know improvising, because sometimes you need to deliver something unexpected, something for your boss or for the company. Sometimes I was invited to meetings without time to prepare, and I'm really stressful. When you know that you can improvise, it's your ability, it's less stressful, and you can use more your knowledge for the moment. I think it's incredible.
Yeah, I really admire it, and Julia has already saved me a few times when I like didn't know how to solve something, and I was like, Julia, please help me, what do I do? Because like I feel that this is the best skill to have when you need to manage crisis, you know, just like we were saying. Because I am terrible at coming up with ideas like how to reply people. I just feel like nervous, and I get stuck, you know. I don't know what to do. So it's tough. Yeah. Me, just to keep with you, you are talking about leadership and everything. So tell us a little bit more about your career, you know, like the path you follow and everything.
Okay, I have more than 12 years working with logistics and international business. But I started my career working with a totally different thing. I was a technician, I don't know, in telecommunication. I don't know, telecomunicações. I was approved in a institution, in the federal institution, and I started to study, but I have no idea about what the course study. And I I discovered that it's math, physics, I don't know, and electronic and electric, and I hate, but it's very important because I could to access for the market, work market. And for me, it's very important now to understand that all the experience to contribute for your career, like the skill of leadership. I learning not in the company. I learning because I have 3 brothers, siblings, yes, and then I needed that everything to go to school without die in the way, and I try to organize the situation, and okay, I will organize the daily trip for the school. So nowadays I'm working in my. I try to return to market because I quit of my job in January, and I'm thinking a lot about my career, what I need and I want to my business life. Anyway, so that's it.
That's really good. We talked a little bit last week about how you dropped your job and the courage it takes to do it, to look for a place where you feel welcomed and you want to work. And this is something really important. I think in a few years, maybe in 10, 20 years, you're going to look back in your career path and you're going to say that moment changed everything. I mean, that's what I think you're going to say, in the future. You're going to look back and you're going to say that moment, 2022, at the end of 2022, when I dropped my job, it changed everything for me. I really hope it works out for you.
Yes, I really too, because every day I'm not arrependida, no, but I think about if it's the best moment to make this decision. But I really believe that when people construct your career based on good things, good experience, good connections, the market, there is a return for all of the years studying and spending time to be best than the last day. So I try to be positive every day, and I'm organized too. Of course, I'm not crazy. I save not a lot of money. A lot of money, it's too much.
I saved. I'm rich now.
I'm not rich. I save enough money to spend for this period, and find a good job. That's it.
That's great. That's great. I will follow your example one day because I don't save money,
It's very important. You sleep well when you save the money for emergencies or many things. I don't know. It's
Great.
good.
Oh, perfect. And what about you? I need to sleep better. Follow your advice. And what about you, Rodrigo? How can you talk? How can you narrate your career path so far?
Yeah, okay. I'm start my career with 14 years. I'm a student in the SENAI, a Service of Industrial Learnership of Brazil. And in SENAI, I'm study electronics. And I was a metallurgic first time until my 18th year. And after this, I'm I'm passed to a public concourse in the company of trains of São Paulo, and I work with in the railway telecommunications for 13 years. After this, I passed in another concourse to Petrobras, and I work with technical telecommunications in Petrobras, and I'm working in Rio de Janeiro for 5 or 6 years. In the Petrobras, I'm working with the summits of the company, okay, organizing the summit, the telecommunications of the summits of the company, and I work directly with the administration council and the president of the Petrobras, and by this I work before I'm talk before that I wanna a calm man to resolve the problems with the political issues. But in 2017, I'm I'm quit of Petrobras, okay, for sabbatical year, and moved from Rio de Janeiro to Atibaia. And in this meantime, we had the pandemic and and very every events politicals and economicals in Brazil, and I'm working with Baker in this meantime, and I'm prepared to work it with software development is my job nowadays. And this is my career path.
That's pretty cool. It's interesting. Like you took a year for yourself and said, I'm going to rest this year. And then an entire pandemic just came and boom.
Yeah. I'm planning 1 year on one sabbatical year, and I had 4 sabbatical years because a gift of the of the nature.
you said I'm going to spend a lot of time at home. You didn't know you were going to spend a lot of time at home.
Yeah.
It was kind of a forced longer period of rest. But it's cool. How was it like for you, this experience? I don't know many people who's had a sabbatical year. I don't know anybody actually who's ever had a sabbatical year. You're the first person I know. And how was the experience for you, taking a year to rest?
Oh, to me is a very difficult experience. Is a one deal with me and my wife. Okay, I'm in the kitchen. I have a best financial accord with the Petrobras to quit the my job. And okay, I have 1 year to think about the life, about my child creations, about my career. But I'm feel in this year that I'm not productive. I'm working since my 14 years, my 13 years if I counted my job in a locadora before the SNI, but and with the 14 years, I don't have a job. I am only carry the home, carry the kids. It's interesting, but little desesperador during during this time. But is a great was a great experience.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's something because when we are used to being a worker for so long, it's quite difficult to imagine yourself not working, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if you think about spending an entire week doing nothing, if it's not a holiday, if it's not a something like that, here you can think, okay, it's gonna be great, a week without doing nothing. But if you think about quitting your job and spending a year without doing anything, it comes probably a desperation, like
Yeah.
it's quite complicated. We are used to feeling needed, to feeling productive, right? It's quite complicated. And at the end of the year, did you want to go back to work or not?
And in the final of this year, I'm working with council, or initially a voluntary, and after this a council in a school in Atibaia, and after this the pandemic appears, and during the pandemic I'm studying the software development, and in this meantime I'm working with I'm open a bakery in the Atibaia, and I'm working with a baker in during the pandemic, and after 1 year, while I study software development.
Cool, nice. So as soon as the time ended, because also you had the pandemic, so I think after the pandemic you were probably like, I need to go back to work, right?
Yeah.
So then you got it. Wallace, do you think you would be able to be an entire year without working?
Definitely, Lord. I wouldn't bear spend more than 5 months doing nothing, because well, I'm in the university now, and we have by the end of the year, like 3 months of vacation. And when the first month comes by, I think, okay, that's enough. Let's go back to work. And there's no work because the class is gonna start just like 2 months ahead. And the options to do things have already gone. Like there's nothing more to do. And you start being kind of creative, doing dumb things, like doing things you shouldn't, just because, well, as the common say, how do I say that? When there's nothing in your mind, like it's the office of the devil, sort of this. And well, when you're not working, he is definitely. So bad idea comes, and I don't think I would be able to manage an entire year without anything to do, just to spend to myself. Like, first, because I wouldn't have the resources to do that. Like, how am I supposed to pay the bills? And I believe Rodrigo had planned this year, and he's done pretty well. But I
More or
wouldn't be
less.
able, more or less. You tried.
I'm tried.
I forgot about the sentence, and I think it's an empty mind is the devil's workshop. It's perfect. My mom used to say that a lot as an excuse to make us clean the house. She's like, "You're doing nothing? An empty mind is the devil's workshop." Then she would make us clean the house and do the dishes and perfect. And then, Wallace, what about your career path? How has it been so far?
Well, it's been pretty as I planned, but the things I see they are not going to turn out the way I wanted. Everything I did, my career plan is to become a pilot, and I started this in 2017. Yes, exactly when I started my graduation. And I thought, well, to become a pilot in Brazil, it's very expensive. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna do a graduation, I'm gonna get a job, and then start saving money to pay all the courses I need. Well, it's been pretty well since then, but I figured that there is more thing that I could do that would make my dream come true faster. And I'm willing to drop everything I've done and jump into this idea. And I think, will that be good, or at the end it's gonna turn badly, as bad as anything I could have done? And the path, I believe, will be, well, I don't know when I'm gonna be done with my dream, because I know where I'm gonna get, but until there is a big bridge that I need to cross, and that bridge is almost frightening me. But I hope it's gonna turn well.
That's something quite difficult when you think, okay, there's another way, but I would have to stop everything I've done so far, because then you've got to make a
Yes.
decision, right?
Everything would be useless, but it's like a second path. But well, let's see what's gonna happen. Scenes of the next chapter. I get next episode next.
Don't say that and vanish, okay? We want updates.
Okay, I'm gonna send you.
Great, perfect. Next year we're gonna have an immersion here. What happened with Wallace? And then he's gonna tell the story to us. That's really great. But being a pilot is really awesome. But as you said, it's expensive as hell. It pays off in the end because pilots get a decent amount of money, but it's an investment. It's a long-term investment, because it's gonna spend a lot of money studying and preparing yourself and getting licenses and doing tests. And only when you become and if you become a pilot, which we believe it's going to happen, okay, we hope it's going to happen for you, that's only then that you're going to get this money back, right?
Definitely. Well, it's not well paid off, but it's a decent amount. It's reasonable. It's a reasonable salary.
Yeah.
You can do like a churrasco.
For now.
For now.
For now.
Beware of inflation. Okay, that's good. That's good. And let me ask Michelle as well. We were talking here about taking a sabbatical year. Do you think you'd be able, Michelle, to take a year off?
I think for me, it's not possible because I'm always doing something. It's incredible. Sometimes I schedule, I planning. Okay, today I'm doing nothing, and I'm failed. I feel the necessity to do something, especially when I think that I have too many things to complete to do, and it's crazy because life don't finish until to die. So we have many things to do. It's the life. But I'm always doing something, studying something, organizing something, thinking about something. I have difficult to read a book just to read without read something to my career or my job, or I don't know. I have a necessity to learning every time. I'm not crazy, or I don't know. Maybe I'm a crazy person, but spend a lot of time doing nothing, reflecting and thinking and fun. For me, it's very difficult. I need to be a routine. For example, I'm not working now, but I wake up very early, much earlier than when I work, and I follow our routine because it's important to my health, to my mental health. And I wake up, I make exercise, I'm reading. Sometimes I hate when I work, but it's important to know about how I'm working. I'm not a person that don't have a specific hour to do the things, you know. Sometimes it's difficult to improvise or to be creative to improvise as you feel.
Yes. I think sometimes it's more difficult. We feel more anxious when we have nothing to do because we have in our head, I should be doing something. Then when we have, because when you have a schedule, you have a work file with all the tasks you have to do, it's okay. You know what you're going to do for the day, you know what your tasks are and how long it's going to take for you to, to solve them, to do them and move on to the next ones. When you have to do nothing, you have this feeling of like, wait a second, I should be doing something. There's something I'm forgetting. Is something going to go bad just because I'm doing nothing? Is the world going to explode? It's like, it creates anxiety. It's terrible.
Yes, but sometimes it's very, very difficult to be something every moment. It's exhausted. And I don't know, in my head, there is a phrase like that in my head. There is a hard boss making to do things, and it's like this. So sometimes it's very difficult because I feel that I'm do things to prove something for someone, but I don't know who is this person. I think it's me, but it's very, very difficult. And I'm thinking not therapy now. Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay, Michelle. I'm with you because I'm finally completely in my sabbatical years to do nothing during this year. Every day I'm wake up with the hoster crew and I'm go to the harvest or leave the kids to the school, or I'm arrange one job to do in the year that I don't supposedly not to do work.
It's terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah.
After I started working in the pastelaria when I was 16. And I wasn't working as an apprentice. I was working full time. So I would go to school from 7 until 11:20. Then I would go straight to work. I would have lunch at work and start working. I would work from 1 to 9. And usually I wouldn't finish work at 9 because we had to do a lot of stuff and clean everything before closing the restaurant. So I usually would leave work like 9:30, 10 something. Then I would get home 11 something. So it was a full day. Yeah. And when I started working at the pastelaria, I was hired only for a 4-month period because I was covering the pregnancy leave of a worker. And then she had the baby. She spent 3 months at home, and then she came back. When she came back, I was sent off of the job, which was the original settlement. I would work for months and leave the company. I spent 1 week at home. This week I spent at home was terrible. I was just watching series and doing nothing the entire day. I would go to school, go back to home, watch series the entire day. It was supposed to be perfect, especially because I was still 16. But it was so, I couldn't stay calm. Something wasn't letting me be quiet. I was feeling the entire day like I should be doing something. So I stopped working on the Friday. I spent the week at home. On the next Friday, one of the people who worked there left the company, and they called me to go back. And I was like, please, God. They were like, I know I used to get to work at 1. They called me midday. They called me at noon. They were like, look, I know it's like on top of time and it's very difficult. What time can you get here? Because we need you today. The other person left the company. They got another job. They aren't coming today. And I was like, 50 minutes. I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'll work the entire day. There's no problem. And in 15 minutes, I was at the company because it was very difficult for me that week without work. And it was just my first job. So then people say that every profession is supposed to fix something. It's supposed to solve a problem in the world. Wallace, you want to be a pilot. What problems are you trying to solve?
Well, first, my money problems. Second of all, well, I like it's not trying to solve a world's problem. It's something that's more related to solving my own life because, well, I don't know if you have already flown in an airplane, but well, the view is something that I can describe how amazing it is, and every day seeing that would be great in my life. And in terms of solving world's problem would be helping people get from a point A to a point B. And sometimes the airport is like is a place that everybody goes, but nobody stays there. And it's always a place that you meet people, you say goodbye to them, and it's a place full of emotions. And I think bad ones, good ones, because someone is coming, someone is going away, and that sort of environment of an airport, something that amuses me. I think that's something lovable, lovely, and I appreciate this.
That's really cool. Like, even with all the problems people have in airports, like missing flights and delays and everything, people usually, not everybody, but some people usually get stressed in the airport. But it's still a place people are going to usually go very happy because they're traveling. You know. But that's cool. That's amazing. And solving your money's problem. That's
goal.
that's only fair, I guess. What about you, Sherry? What are you trying to solve? What problems are you trying to solve?
I don't know. I'm a very collaborative person. I try to learning and teaching things for people, especially young people try to find a career. I help many people in my last job to establish a career. I don't know, but I'm really interested in feminist causes. It's not a feminist, no, but create a world more inclusive in jobs, and reduce the violence of the violence against women, teaching women deal with relation, money, to teaching women create an independence, because when you don't have examples, you can follow the example of your mom. Maybe your mom was pregnant with, I don't know, 14. Maybe you can marry with 18 because you don't see other examples. And for me, it's very difficult when I know about a girl had a baby, like my neighbor with 13, 14, and I think it's one thing that I really think, because when you are poor woman, you don't have many examples or many possibilities, or you married and submit the violence, or create the children, or I don't know. It's very, very, very difficult. We are in the technology world, in a digital time, but we had the same problems that we had in the last decades. So for me, it's very difficult, because I think that nothing is changing about the woman. But I try to be positive and follow a woman that inspired me to like something like that.
It's really amazing. Great. That's a devastating feeling. Like, yeah, we're in 2023. We should already have flying cars, and we can even change like the small problems. Not small, but small, like recurrent problems we've been having in society for hundreds of years. That's quite frustrating. And what about you, Rodrigo? What problems are you trying to solve?
Okay. Nowadays, I'm working with, I work as a software developer, and I think the technology is a tool to improve the life of the people. Okay, I know the technology has two faces of two sides of a coin. In one side, we have bias, preconcept, and problems, issues, social issues. But my purpose with a as a software developer is create best solutions in technology to improve the life of the people, to wellness, welfare state, to to many people. It's the problem that I can solve in the actual career.
That's cool. That's really, really cool. It's different to think that with everything that comes new problems, right, to solve. 10, 20 years ago, we didn't have cell phones. We had computers, but computers were the size of boxes, and we had different problems. we still have some of these problems nowadays, like Michelle said, some of the problems they're still here. But with everything that came nowadays, Rodrigo is becoming a developer. There are completely different kinds of problems. If only in the area of developing, there are like problems that I don't know about, that Michelle doesn't know about, that Wallace doesn't know about, because it's a specific areas. And all new technologies, all new areas that they start, that they appear, that they are created, they bring new problems into the world. It's crazy to imagine that. Right?
Yeah. And I'm saw others developers, maybe by the age or by the formation, by the education, that they see the technology only one manner to improve your career or take money, and it's okay. But I think that our job need a purpose, and when we saw the purpose and saw the technology, and we need to solve the bias in your code, in your solution, in your product, and what the problem this technology or this software resolve. Okay, to me is important to me. See all the sides of the of this coin.
That's something really special and something really cool. Yeah, right. It's not about doing my job and just getting the money. It's like, how can I make something that's going to be able to make Marcio, Juliana, Luis, Wallace, Michele, Rodrigo Jr., people who live in different states, maybe even different countries, be connected to help each other to learn a language.
Yeah.
You know? How can I create glasses, because they're necessary to Wallace, they're necessary to Juliana. How can I create glasses that will have the same quality of expensive lenses, but they are affordable for them, so they don't have to sell their kidneys every time they have to buy new glasses? You know, it's thinking about people, it's thinking about solving problems. That's a little bit of what we try to do here on Talk and Talk. How can I get people who have been studying English and French and Spanish and Italian and spend already a lot of money trying to learn these languages to actually speak the language and be able to practice, you know? So thinking this way helps a lot more than think, like, if you only do your job for the money, is okay. At the end of the year, somebody's going to get benefits from it, to use your product, to use your service and everything. But it doesn't have the same effect, the same change, right? So, something really cool to think about. Okay, let me know. Marcio, Juliana, and Luis, you guys were in the other room. How was the conversation for you guys?
The conversation is good. We can talk at the 6th question.
Very good. Perfect. We only got to 3 in here. That's great.
We talk a lot, but don't follow the script.
Yes.
And I advise for all the people when connecting someone in the LinkedIn, ask for oh, do you like be my mentor? I think it's a good idea, because sometimes in the career we can lost.
That's really interesting. That's nice. It's a good way to think. By the way, guys, we don't have much time more to talk here. I have to let you guys go. But let me ask you guys, do you guys want to leave your LinkedIn profiles here in the chat so we can connect with each other?
Okay.
Yeah. While you guys got your LinkedIn links, I'm going to get the feedback link for this conversation. So you guys can leave your feedback, your suggestions, what you liked, what you didn't like. Remember, this feedback link, it's anonymous, so you can be completely honest, okay? So click on all the links here so you can open the pages to connect before we leave. Let's see here. I've opened one. I think I've already connected to a few of you guys. Last immersion when we were talking, I was connecting to you guys already. Great. Okay. And also Marcius, LinkedIn. Great. And that was it, guys. Thank you all for participating. I really hope you guys enjoyed our conversation here. Have an amazing day, and I see you guys in the next conversation, okay?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fino.
Bye.
See you. Thank you.